guys, welcome to a brand new video on my channel, and today we are finally finishing my top 10 movies of the 2000s. Cannot believe we're finally at 2009, and you know what? For one thing, easiest list to come up with. Second thing, I actually own all of the movies physically. Very rare, I know. But yeah, so we are now at the end of the 2000s, and then of course we'll be starting the 2010s. So I'm looking forward to getting into 2010s, get some Marvel movies in there, because I think there'll be quite a few. But yeah, so let's get into it. These are in order, because with these top 10s, I try and get them in order. But obviously, when I rewatch these films, this list could change in the future. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, so let's get into it. So at my number 10 spot, we have Bride Wars. This is a girly chick flick kind of thing. But you know what? I love it. Me and my mum just randomly watched it one day and we have a good laugh watching it. Plus also Anne Hathaway and Kate Hudson. Amazing pair together. Hilarious. If you have not watched Bride Wars, I'd say if you're in the mood for a girly chick flick film, this is one I would recommend. And I believe I actually found this, I want to say in Poundland, which surprised me. But I'm glad I have it in my collection. At number 9 is a sequel, and that is Centurions 2. I remember my mum picking this up for me on DVD for my birthday a few years ago, and because I really enjoyed the first one, she got me this one. Plus also, it's got David Tennant in it, one of my favourite actors. And so I watched it, and you know what? I love the whole trying to look for treasure thing and sort of like the adventure they go on. The songs in this are fun and enjoyable as well. I love listening to them. And you know what? David Tennant made a pretty good bad guy. His better version of a bad guy is Good Omens Lucifer as Good Omens. But it's still fun and enjoyable. And yet again, kind of a girly film. But I will say the rest of the films aren't so girly. So yeah, get the two girly films out of the way. Okay, and then the next two are actually the remakes that come out this year, because obviously from 2009 onwards, that's when we started getting the horror remakes. And so at number 8, I'm going to have to cover the rest up, is Friday the 13th. This is one starring Jared Padalecki. You know what? This is my favourite Friday the 13th film, if I'm completely honest. I have only watched these films all once, but every time I think of Friday the 13th, I think of this one. Whether that's because maybe I watched this one before I'd seen the other films, if I remember correctly. But I still have a good time with it, and it's one of the better horror remakes, I will admit that. So of course I had to include that on this list. But speaking of supernatural, at 7 we have the other horror remake that stars Jensen Ackles, and that is My Bloody Valentine. I actually quite enjoy this. The whole 3D aspect is a bit annoying because back then they tried to do everything 3D. But aside from that, this is still a fun remake, one of the ones that I enjoy. I think I may have done an original versus remake on my channel for this, or I planned to, I cannot remember. But yeah, like I said, these two movies, horror remakes that come out in 2009. I think we also got the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake that year as well. I think it was one of those years where, you know, where certain films are popular for that time. That was one of them. But I know, I really enjoy this film. I have a good time with it, and it is my go-to for Valentine's Day when it comes to like horror and things like that, when you want something that isn't romance. So of course I'd include this on this list. Okay, at number 6 is kind of girly, kind of not. Well, actually no, it's not girly. It's a high school comedy, but it's got little girly elements in it. It's weird to explain it. And that is 17 again. So this stars Zac Efron and the awesome Matthew Perry, R.I.P. And you know what? I remember the first time I watched this. I think my mum got it for me on DVD. A lot of the films that I enjoy, my mum got me, so thank you. But this is a fun, weird movie. It's one of those, it's kind of like Freaky Friday, but instead of switching bodies, you end up becoming younger again. You become your younger self. It's also got Michelle Trachtenberg in it, and also, I can't remember her name now. What is it? Leslie Mann. So if you haven't watched this, do give this a watch. It is kind of girly in the sense of you've got the heartthrob, you know, and the girls are all flirting with him, and set in high school. but it does have a lot of comedy to it, and it has some really funny moments. So if you have not watched this one, do give it a go. Okay, so sorry for the brief pause and the change of camera angle. I completely forgot to include one of the movies that I actually own, so I do apologise. But now let's get into the top 5 of the year. So at number 5 is a vampire film, and it's one I did not realise it came out in 2009. I, for some reason, thought it was 2010s, so... But I had to include it, and that is Cirque du Freak, The Vampire's Assistant. This randomly came on TV one day. I watched it. I fell in love with it. Obviously, with me being a vampire fan, there was no way I was not going to include this on this list. And yeah, if you want something that's a little bit kind of cringy and it does do vampires in a different light, do watch this one. If you want something that's not your typical vampire film, certainly give this one a go. Also, John C. Reilly, such a good character in this. I don't know why, but yeah, it's one that, you know what, I haven't watched in years that I do need to rewatch. So that's at number 5. At number 4, a lot of people will probably be surprised that this isn't higher, but I had included it on this list because you know what, this film has grown on me, and that is Up. Cannot believe this was 2009. Yet again, I thought this was one of the ones that was in 2010s, but there we go. Absolutely emotional first 5 minutes of the film. That's the part I enjoyed the most. But of course, later on down the line, I've rewatched it and I fell in love with it even more. And so if you haven't watched Up, seriously do give it a go. Because Doug, the only reason why I'm going to say it is Doug. He's absolutely adorable. He's a talking dog. Yeah, Up. If you have not watched it and you want one of the good Pixar films, this is one I'd recommend. At number 3 is one I haven't watched in years, but it's one I definitely need to revisit. And that is The Hangover. This is the start of the fun little trilogy that we got. Absolutely amazing cast. I love all of these pairs together. They need to do more films like this because it's hilarious. And yeah, so if you want a fun little comedy that's a little bit wacky and a bit out there, this is one I'd recommend. Especially with how you learn what they did throughout the night when they were when they were all like so drunk. It's funny. Mike Tyson in this is hilarious as well. So honest to God, if you have not watched the Hangover films, I'd probably say I'd recommend the first 2. Third one, maybe not so much, but I definitely do recommend the first 2. Okay, now into the top 2. Now, probably people will be surprised that this is at my second spot, just because maybe Up should have been higher and The Hangover, but I have to go with my gut, and at number 2, it is Ice Age 3, Dawn of the Dinosaurs. One of my favourite Ice Age movies. I sort of get stuck between the first one and this one as to which one's my favourite. I really enjoyed this one. My sister got this for Christmas a few years ago. No, good few years ago, actually. And when I watched it, I just fell in love with it. I love Buck. He's an absolutely hilarious character. Buck, Simon Pegg, just an absolute great addition to the Ice Age cast. Ice Age 6, I'm very touch and go on. Until we see a trailer for it, I don't think I'm going to say whether or not I'm going to look forward to it. But so long as they bring back the original cast and they do a great job, then I will watch it. But if it's going to be anything like The Adventures of Buck Wild that we got, not so much. But no, Ice Age 3, if you want one of the good sequels from Ice Age, this is definitely one I'd recommend. And saying, if you like Simon Pegg, seriously, give this one a watch. But at my number 1, if you are new to the channel, you probably won't know what it is. But if you are someone that's been here for a while, you will know. And that is Zombieland. I love this film. I remember seeing it in the cinema and just falling in love with it. It's just one of my favourite zombie movies, if not probably my absolute favourite zombie movie, thinking about it. Yeah, I think this is my absolute favourite zombie movie. It's funny, it's hilarious, it's got some dramatic moments in it. Tallahassee just looking for a Twinkie is like the best part of the film for some reason for me. Don't know why, but I enjoy it. You also got Bill Murray in this. The zombie effect makeups look amazing. And not only that, the rules. I love the rules that are in this. And the fact of they then expand it in double tap. I love it. But yeah, so if you want a good zombie film that's not too serious and you want a bit of funny, kind of like Shaun of the Dead in the sense, I would recommend this one because it is fun, enjoyable, and is my go-to horror film throughout the month of October. So yeah, that's the top 10 movies of 2009, and that's the 2009 series done. Can't believe it. We're now into the 2010s, and then we're going to slowly make our way to the 2020s. I might wait until we get further into the 2020s, maybe. Like maybe when we get to like 2028, I might. Who knows? But I'm looking forward to going into the 2010s now. I'm doing these as and when I feel up to doing them. Like when I feel like posting and doing I feel like doing my top 10 of the year. Because it's always a struggle sometimes, because I look at some of the releases and I just go, oh, maybe not. I will say some people are probably surprised Avatar isn't on this list. I haven't seen Avatar. I will put my hands up now. But when the new Avatar film comes out, I do plan on watching the first 2 movies in prep for it. So I will finally watch Avatar this year. So hence why it's not on this list. But yes, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, then do give it a thumbs up. And if you are new to this channel, then go ahead, hit that subscribe button and also notification bell down below to be notified when I post. And leave me your comments and thoughts on this top 10 list. Do you think it's a good list to end the 2000s on? Let me know. And also let me know your top 10 movies of 2009. So yeah, I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!